G'day everyone. So, are we in the grips of a male loneliness epidemic, or is this more of a male solitude epidemic? I mean, are us men waking up and realizing, you know what, life's great, eh? I can sit here on the bloody couch and watch sports all day and not have someone nag at me to go and do the dishes every 5 minutes. Or I can jump into bed with me smelly work socks on and not cause a great meltdown like Chernobyl. What do you think? Do you reckon I'm on the money here with this, or what? A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. A great quote by Arthur Schrofinger, or whatever the hell his name is, I'm sure I butchered that. But it's so true, right? Us men really are ourselves quite often when we're alone, in our own heads and in our own space. And that's why I think so many men seek solitude. Uh, whether it's going fishing, camping, anything like that. Us men generally thrive on being alone and being alone in our heads and in our own thoughts. I've been alone for quite some time now. I haven't had a girlfriend for a while, and you know what? I'm as happy as a pig in poop. Some men are not drawing because they lack connection. We're simply stepping back because we want space, independence, and a quieter lifestyle. We're sick and tired of the noise, in life, and as you get older, you get more tired, and you just want that peaceful life more and more. And for many men, solitude offers clarity, autonomy, and reduced social pressure as well. And in turn, that allows us more focus on things like personal goals, hobbies, and fitness, or maybe getting creative with our life and taking on some projects that we've always wanted to accomplish but have never had the time to do. Unfortunately, when you're, you know, stuck in a relationship, quite often that doesn't leave you with much time to do your own things. Quite often, when you're in a relationship, you find yourself always doing things that you perhaps don't want to do, like going to social outings or things like that. When really you prefer to just, be in your own headspace and tackle some projects. If you've started to seek solitude, is this one of the reasons that drove you to do it? So society basically always expects us to be, socially available and partnered. You got to have kids and all that sort of thing. But I think society's changing, and men are starting to realise that kids and a family aren't everything. Especially with the way divorce rates are kind of going through the roof, and there's no guarantee that your family's even going to want to see you later on down the track anyway after a divorce or something like that. And quite often you see men who are alone, and they've had the kids and the missus and all of that sort of thing, and then after a divorce, they never see the kids, or the kids hate them, or things like that. And as a man, you start to wake up and realize, why would I want that for myself, right? Why wouldn't I want to just seek a more, peaceful lifestyle, live out my life in solitude somewhere, where I can be creative and live off the land and do my own things and that sort of thing. And I often think about the hermit in the cabin, and relate that to something the Unabomber said. How he said, basically, when you're alone in the woods, um, and you don't really have much to do, you'd think that would be really boring. But he basically said you can actually sit there for hours and hours on end and not do a single thing and be completely fine with that. So I think you know solitude is definitely not for everyone, but there's a lot of us out there that would really love that. I'd love nothing more than just sit there on my porch and drink a coffee and do nothing and just sit there and stare at the forest or the trees or something like that. I think that would be the ultimate life. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think I'm crazy for thinking like that, or do you think I'm on the money again? I've actually had, people who have had kids say to me, don't ever have kids. You've got the perfect life, mate. Like, don't go and ruin it, eh? And when a man says something like that to me, it really resonates and makes me question things and whether I actually want to have kids of my own. And I've kind of decided over the last 2 years that I really don't think I ever want to. And I don't think I ever want a partner either again. I've been there and done that, and I think these days I'd much rather just work towards getting myself, semi off grid or off grid or something like that. Even if it's just out in the country, just with a little bit of land where I can grow a few fruit trees and maybe have a couple of chickens. I think that's really the ultimate life and the way I'd like my life to go now, and really seek out that solitude. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, eh? Do you want the solitude, or do you find yourself getting lonely, and you're not the type of person that can handle that solitude well? Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know, and maybe drop a like too if you enjoyed the video. Cheers.